Hi, believe it or not, nowadays the word SUV is the most abused terminology by car manufacturers, and probably this is going to be the best example we ever had. Alright, so what do we have here? We have a new car from Maruti Suzuki and it's called the Fronx. I like the name. If you don't like it, you know what, just keep repeating it for a while and you'll start liking it. Trust me, that's how marketing works. Alright, so is it like a new car with an all-new platform? No, it's not. It's basically a jacked up Baleno with some squared off corners and some new body panels and some new bumpers. That's it. Look, I'm not joking. Have a look at the spec sheet. It's just 2 inches taller than Baleno, which is due to raised suspension, and hardly an inch wider than the existing Baleno, which is probably because of broader bumpers making it look like an SUV. Actually, the fun part is if you dig deeper into the spec sheet, you'll recognize that the boot space of the new so-called SUV, the Fronx, is actually smaller than that of the Baleno hatchback. Baleno has 318 liters of boot space, this has only 310. And if you're a car nerd like me, you'll be able to recognize that both these cars have same roofline and they also share the same window shapes and doors, which means it's basically the same chassis, same body inside, just jacked up with new body panels and bumpers. So why would you prefer this over a Baleno? First and foremost reason is obviously going to be the design. Even though it's practically the same car, this Fronx actually looks quite a lot better than the Baleno. It looks more sharp. And you know what, on top of that, when I looked at it for the first time in the pics, I just couldn't stop thinking about Range Rover Evoque. I mean, what I'm trying to say is it's a good looking car. And the second and the more interesting reason to buy this car is going to be the engine and transmission options you get. So unlike the Baleno, which only gets a 1.2 liter petrol engine, naturally aspirated engine, Fronx gets a 1 liter 3-cylinder turbo booster jet engine, churning out about 100 horsepower and 147 Newton meters of torque. Those are healthy figures, Yeah, and the more important thing is that this engine comes mated with the 6-speed automatic transmission and it's got paddle shifters. It's not a DCT, but it's an automatic. Let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? This is the Maruti Suzuki with paddle shifters. How cool is that? That's something you cannot ignore. So how about the price? For sure it's gonna be slightly more expensive than the Baleno, but you know what? I'm guessing Suzuki is gonna aggressively price it slightly lesser or very close to the Hyundai Venue, which also happens to come with the 1 liter turbo petrol and DCT. So I'm guessing, a wild guess, it can be a bit accurate. You know what, I'm guessing somewhere around 7.5 to 11.5 lakhs. That's where this is gonna lie down. So who should be going for this car? Okay, so in terms of practicality, it's essentially the same as Baleno, which means, so if you're someone who's ready to pay an extra for those good looks, yeah, it's gonna be for you. And if you are someone who's waiting to experience driving and changing gears with paddle shifters and cool features, yeah, this is a car you cannot simply go wrong with. So yeah, go ahead. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. If you love this content, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be coming up with a lot of similar contents about the upcoming cars in India. So stay tuned and see you in the next one. Bye.